Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Brandon Nelson, and if you don't know who I am a creative artist located in Chicago, Illinois. Now, some of you all might know me as a photographer, background actor. As we all know, it is graduation season, and my way of celebrating this season is to highlight three people in my life who's graduated from college and is working in their field of study. So this is a three-part series. It's called Life After Crossing the Stage. I wanted to inspire and motivate people who might be on their journey to obtaining their high school diploma and college degree. So before we get into it, the conversation, I would like to say that I am a person that believes that college isn't for everyone. Especially in this day and age, I'm a firm believer that if you can gain a skill or a trade, it could take you into some great opportunities as well. With that being said, I like to introduce my first guest. She is such a huge inspiration in my life. She's a daughter, sister, mother, wife, aunt, confident, shiro, a helper. She's gracious, loving, warming, and anything positive that you could think of. And when the list becomes too long, you can simply call her by her name. I would like to welcome Jessica. Jessica to the stage. Hello,
Hi.
Jessica.
How are
Woo!
you?
I am doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing fantastic.
That is good to hear. First, I want to say thank you for coming to this show. Coming to this show, I guess I call it a show, a series,
Yeah, yeah.
um, to speak about like your graduation and like life after graduation. For you, I do know you personally, and I do feel like that you have an amazing story, an inspiring story, in my opinion,
Thank you.
when it comes to where you are at today. So before we get into it, if you don't mind just telling me like the age that you graduated and then the field of study that you end up doing.
Ooh, you trying to take me back, huh? Okay. So I have if we count high school, I have 4 degrees, right? So I graduated high school. If we want to start there, we'll start there. But I went all the way from high school, all the way with my master's degree. So I just graduated with my master's degree at the age of 38. Yes, in I Master of Science in Marriage and Family Therapy. Um, if we want to go back to high school and that journey and how it brought me there, I found out at the age of 17 that I was pregnant. My school counselor told me that I wasn't going to graduate, that I ruined my life by getting pregnant.
Wow.
And I looked at her and I said, "Watch me." So I had my son. A week later, I was walking across the stage with my high school diploma. And the rest is history.
Great history at that when it comes to that. And that's amazing. I feel like that one, it's like almost like a slap in the face, like what you mean, that I can't graduate, and like what do you mean that I don't have the same potential as other people who may not have been, pregnant or, whatever that is. And it's like, as a person, how dare you as well,
Yes.
like in the field of education, like how dare you?
Mhm.
You're supposed to be trying to like uplift the next generation at that point. And we all have different journeys and different stories when it came to that. So at that time then, after you graduated from high school, then like what was that like time frame from you from like after graduating, now you have a child, and
Yeah.
like what was that time frame like for
Yeah.
you in regards to that?
Yeah. So, knowing that I had a baby to care for, right, fresh out of high school, I said, okay, what's the fast track? I need something fast. I always knew that I wanted to go to college. Prior to getting pregnant with my son, I was actually scouting some colleges. And I decided that I wanted to go to University of Illinois. And then I found out I was pregnant. So with having my son, I was like, okay, I know I want to go to college, but I also know that I need to support my son. What is the fastest degree? So I don't know if you know this, but I went into phlebotomy school because I was like, oh, I grew up with brothers who have hemophilia. I've seen, them and the needles and things. I can do that. Well, I was very naive. I took 6 classes so I could get done in 6 months. And I failed out. So I dropped from that program. And and a year later, I sat and I was like, okay, what's another quick route? I knew that I wanted to help. I knew that I wanted to be in the helping field. So then I said, oh, massage therapy, right? So I get into that and I was halfway through and we got to the point to where we had to massage people. And I said, no, this isn't for me either. So I stopped and I just went to work. Through working, I decided that I wanted to go back. My husband told me, how about this? You stay home and you get your degree where you really, really want to thrive in. At that time, it became therapy. I wanted to be in the psychology field. I knew that. So, with my husband's help, I went back and I got my degrees. I started from ground
Okay.
zero.
Right. Right. And then kept on rebranding, in a sense, like not still giving up on yourself. Like, wow, it's like, okay, I'm being a mother. Because by this time now, the psychology, now you kind of like, you're like, what, we're 4 kids in
Four
by
kids
this
in.
point now? Okay,
4 kids in.
right. So, like, mind you, y'all, like 4 kids in at this point. So it's like, I still, me as being a mother, me as being a wife, I still have an ambition to be something for
Mhm,
myself, and
mhm.
still feel fulfilled while that's all happening. And then still taking care of 4 kids, a house, and then not just 4 kids, but 4 kids with activities, because that's
Yes.
another type of thing that you want to add on too,
Yes. Yeah.
so it's like almost that's why I say the Shiro, because it's like woman by night, woman by day,
Yeah.
and then Jessica who has a dream still by
Mhm,
night at that
mhm.
point. So with that, like, what did during that time, what did success look like for you back then? And then like what did it look like for you like now that you kind of like graduated and you went through that
Yeah.
caterpillar phase, I would say.
Okay. Now looking back at it and seeing that I wanted to leave a legacy for my kids to show my kids to never give up, right? And you can succeed and you can follow your dreams no matter what circumstance, what situation you're in. Because mixed in with the 4 kids, we actually moved out of our home and we went and lived with family members and then picked up and transitioned into another home with 4 kids, me going to school. So it was a lot going on. But I wanted to
Right.
show my kids to never give up on your dream, right? Looking back on it and seeing where my thought process was then versus now is the same, but it's changed a little bit because now that I'm in a working field that helps people, it brings a sense of gratification and appreciation for what people actually go through on a day-to-day basis, right? And they
Hmm.
still seek a helping hand to get to know themselves better, right? So the success for me is not only showing my kids that if you never give up on your dream, where it can bring you, but also how it extends to so many people in this
Hmm.
world. Yeah.
And that's pretty good because like I don't know if I already had said it, but if not, I'm gonna say it a million times during this session. Seeing you do that, it
Mhm.
personally does that for me as well too. So when I'm feeling like very overwhelmed or I feel like, oh, I got too much stuff on my plate, I literally think of you and I'm like, wait, I know someone who juggled so
Aw.
much and still like made it through. And so it's like it's inspiring to me, like
Mm,
when it comes to that. And I use you as an example, even when I'm talking to someone and they like, oh, I'm not gonna do this, or I got too much going on. I'm like, what do you have going on? And that'd be like my example. Like, please tell me what do you have going on where
right.
I could be like, okay, that's true. That's a lie. If not, then it's like, no, you can actually make time. You can actually do that. I know someone who was holding so many responsibilities and
Mhm.
made it. And the fact that I didn't even know that you were even told that you weren't going to be successful by like
Mhm.
an educator, that hits even more hard. I don't know if that's a sentence, but I ain't say that right. But that hits hard for me
Yeah.
as well too, and I can relate to that because I've
Mhm.
been told that by an educator too, that downed some of the things that I wanted to do, like far as like
Yeah.
my acting. He, oh no, you would never be that. And he was my drama teacher in high school, like telling me no,
Oh,
like
wow.
I couldn't do it, you know.
Mhm.
So to see that and then now to see you being successful, it's like
Mhm.
wow. So I really can,
Yeah.
continue my journey and don't care about what other people say.
Mhm.
So with that, then that's gonna like kind of ask want me to ask you as well too. Now that you have made it to this spot, do you feel like that you are currently like living your dream, or do you still feel like that there's like you're building it? What does that look like for you?
Mm. Two truths can be in the same sentence.
Okay.
Okay. And I say that because I am living my dream and I am also building it. So I'm living it in the way of when I started my master's program, I decided to take on two internships. Okay. One was private practice, one was community health. And I wanted to see what the difference was because I felt as if I didn't want to, I guess, put blinders on and go, I'm only going down this path. I want to stay down this
Mm.
path. Okay. I knew that I wanted to do private practice because of my four kids and their schedules. I wanted to create my own schedule. Also, fun fact about me is I don't like people telling me what to do.
I felt that. Same.
so, so within working in my own business, that is my building part, right? Is I want to own my own business eventually. So I want to create my own schedule. So I'm living the dream because I was so blessed to find a supervisor who owns a private practice who offered me a position after I graduated. So I'm living my dream because I get to create my own schedule. I get to work around my kids. I get to work at home. I can decide if I want to go into office or if I want to stay home. That is part of living my dream. Now, building my dream is making this bigger, making therapy less stigmatized. I want
Hmm.
to, I guess, shout to the world that we all can use somebody sitting across from them unbiased, just hearing about daily stressors, right? And I tell my clients a lot that how we take aspirin for a headache, right? Or medication for a headache, or we have to go to the doctor and make sure that we are healthy. That's what mental health is. So being able to
Right.
build on my dream that I'm currently living, that's the two truths in the same sentence.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I know
Yes.
I did a session with you, then we did kind of like a little friend session too. Amazing at what you do, far
Thank you.
as your talent with therapy.
Mhm.
So I got one more kind of question for you because I don't want to take up too much of your life because I know you probably got other clients that's probably calling you right now. uh,
I'm done for the day.
but like after you graduated, like what did that period look like for you? Like was it like tough to try to find a job like after you graduated from college? And if you did, like what was the what kept you going through like the toughest moments, if you experienced like the toughest moments like after
Mhm.
graduation?
Mhm. Yeah. So again, I was lucky enough to get offered a position within my internship for the private practice. I also was offered a position for the community mental health, which I politely declined. But I let them know that I never close doors because I never know when I need to kick it back open. So finding a job, it wasn't hard for me. Now, while I was in my master's program, did I have that fear? Was that sitting there? Of course it was, right? I think that's everybody's fear who's going to college. I got
Hmm.
to pay, all this stuff back, and where's the job going to be, right? So I was lucky enough, and I was blessed to be able to be offered two positions. But after college and after they told me that I graduated, my body physically shut down for 2 weeks because I was in that fight mode and I was going and going and
Hmm.
going. That I never realized that I wasn't giving myself any self care. It was
Okay.
boom, 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 boom. Right. So if I could offer any kind of advice to anybody who's in college or just period, it would be implementing self care and also knowing your worth. Right. So when I politely declined the other internship, it was I guess it was like along the realms of what I was looking for, but it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't my dream.
Oh,
Okay. Knowing my worth and knowing that it wasn't part of my dream, I couldn't accept it. Versus the private practice, knowing that I could accept it. The toughest moments after graduation for me was realizing that I'm living my dream. Because it was
mm,
it was what? I,
mm.
what? Right? Um,
Yeah.
because I never thought I would get here to this place.
Right.
There were
Yeah.
many, many times where I was like, I'm just gonna go find a regular job. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Right? Or many times I wanted to give up. Those were the toughest moments within that. But after graduation, it was that realizing that, wow, I did it.
I- yeah.
Tough but proud moment.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I understand that because that's almost like too. If I'm putting myself in your shoes, it's almost like, whoa, okay, like this was years on top of years. This
Mm-hmm.
is, things I'm used to, and now I'm here, and it's like how you said, it's like now your body is almost like, can I cuss on here? It's almost like, what? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing now? Like,
Yeah.
and I could breathe. Like,
Yeah.
that there is air.
Yeah.
So definitely understand that because it's like a whole different your what do they call that? Your neural system or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like how you said that fight or flight or whatever
Yeah.
that word is, and it's like, wow, I did that. So I can understand that. Cause
Yeah.
I almost would feel like, what do I do now? Like, cause almost
Mm-hmm.
addicted to just doing homework,
Yeah.
turning that in, like stressing
Mm-hmm.
about that, and it's like, okay, what do I do now? Like,
Yeah.
of course you
Yeah.
get the job, but it's like,
Right.
what do I do now?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. There was a lot of space and time. And I was like, what's this? This is a weird feeling. I have a Saturday to myself. What do I do? Right. But then I have kids. So they're like, hey, we got this activity to go do. And I'm like, okay, here we are. Right.
yeah.
Here we are. Right. But also within that moment, also I think it brings another, thought to me of a toughest moment after graduation was really sitting back and realizing that not only did I go through this process, so did my family.
Mm,
And not only did I have to sacrifice, so did my family. And although I'm very appreciative of my kids understanding and reassuring me through this process, that was a hard pill to swallow when I finally was able to breathe and then scan the room and go, wow, they sacrificed a lot too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because they had to see mom probably at that point, like, probably after like the duties and stuff is done, it's like, okay, I gotta go study, or like, I gotta turn this in, or I got homework and stuff. When it's like, oh well, we all chilling. It's a Saturday.
Yeah.
We don't have school.
Yeah.
Let's hang out as a family. And I know how tight knit y'all are. So for the people
Yeah.
who don't know, they're family oriented people, and they enjoy
Yeah.
being around each other. In that, was there any not like reinsurance and stuff like that when they like, hey mom, like I see what you're doing, and
Mhm.
like I'm proud of you. Like, was any of that voiced and stuff
Oh
during
my
that time?
goodness. So much because I vocalize to my kids how much of a sacrifice they are taking on with me, right? Although mommy's sacrificing a lot, so are you guys, right? I would always end my night with going to sit with each child for at least 5 to 10 minutes, if not longer, and ask them, what do you need from mommy? Right? And their response
Mm-hmm.
would be, nothing, you're already doing everything that you need to for me. I love you and I'm proud of you. And the moments where I felt depleted were the moments where they miraculously was like, Mom, I'm so proud of you. Mom, I can't believe you're
Mm-hmm.
still in school and doing this. Like, you have no idea. Them coming home and saying, I tell my friends and I tell my teachers that you're in school and you're getting your master's degree. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Um, but also letting them know that college isn't for everybody, right? College is a path that I chose to take because I knew what field I wanted to get in after going through, massage and phlebotomy and all that, right? Um, my oldest son, he did try to go to college. He's 19 and he was like, well, let me try. And he said, that ain't for me, mom. And I said, okay. I said, well, we'll figure out what is for you, right? And whatever you choose
Right.
to do, I'm behind you, right? So although they see mom going through college and being very, very proud of mom, I'm very thankful that they have a mind of their own to say, no, college isn't for me, or yes, I am going to college. That's theirs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can definitely relate as well, because like same like with me, I didn't go to, well, I went, but I pretended like I was going and ended up
Yeah.
messing up. But it ended up like, honestly, and it taught me as well too, because like still to this day, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna like, do I battle still? Like, yes, I
Yeah.
still battle the thought, like, okay, should I go to college? Like, trying
Mm-hmm.
to set myself up. But I'm with that, and I do agree. Like, it's not for everyone, and some people have different skills that don't necessarily require,
Yeah.
college and stuff. Whatever it is that you see yourself, I believe, is like what it's what. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I cannot talk. Hold on.
Oh, oh.
Whatever you believe that your journey is and what you want to do, I do believe everybody has a purpose in this
Mm-hmm.
world, and you just go, you follow it. And
Mm-hmm.
you might get people in your ears,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, well, that's not the right route. But if you know what it is for you, you
Yeah.
just follow and you just continue on that path. And
Mm-hmm.
to remind yourself, in my opinion, that it's almost like college, where it takes years to kind of get to like where you want to go. Like
Yeah.
college, you do the freshman year, you do the sophomore year, and you just
Yeah.
continue going until you get your degree. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like picking up a skill or like a trade, it kind of works almost like that. And you just got to just be patient with that journey and stuff. So
Of course.
that's good. And I
Yeah.
agree, like, with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That brings
It's
me
not for
to my second oldest. So he's graduating high school this year, and he is going into the trades. And like you said, people in his ear, making him feel as if he needs to go to college or needs to do something else within the trades. And I said, look, son, I said, the season that you're in right now, embrace it, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
as like I'm living my dream as a therapist. In 10 to 20 years, I may no longer want to be a therapist, but embracing the fact of I'm in the season of doing what I love in
Mm-hmm.
this moment, right? And that
Yep.
is what I wanted my son to realize is like, hey, you may change over the years of the career that you want to be in, and that's okay. Society puts around us that you have to know what you want to do for the rest of your life. Well, what does it look like
Mm-hmm.
to be able to say, I love what I do for the season that I am in my life currently?
That was like a little bit of me because I think when I first tried going to college, it was theater, then ended up
Mhm.
being like maybe communications,
Yeah.
maybe marketing, you know.
Mhm.
So it's like you change
Yeah.
as you get older and you're not like limiting yourself. Just blessed to have a mom like you because you are always a safe place to be like,
Thank you.
okay, yes, I'm here
Yeah.
for it. And that means a lot. I do appreciate you so
Of
much.
course.
I do thank you for taking out time in your busy day, your busy schedule,
Of
just to kick it
course.
with me and to hopefully inspire other people. I just wanted to give you an opportunity if you wanted to, if there's a way that maybe someone, I know our main conversation wasn't about mental health or anything like
Mhm.
that, but we did touch on it. But if someone may want be interested in therapy,
Mhm.
and I know that you are a therapist, that there's like a way that they would be able to find you, or
Mhm.
like how that breakdown goes if they're like maybe nervous but they kind of want to try like one session out. Like, do you have a system for that?
Yeah. So I always tell my initial, clients in the initial session, this is just to get to know me. It's not about getting to know you. Yes, right? You are in here, but it's not my journey that I'm on, right? This is for the client. This is their journey. And if they feel as if I am not the right fit for their journey, I can refer them to somebody else, right? And I make sure that my clients feel comfortable with me, because when you are comfortable with your therapist, then that is where the journey begins and that's where healing begins versus trying to force a therapeutic relationship. I'm not the clinician who is going to try to force something. That's just not me. I will tell a client, I don't think we're the right fit, because I'm not doing them justice by trying to
Mhm.
force, right? If people are interested in therapy services with me, they can find me actually on Psychology Today. They can search Jessica Bennett, and they can search the location as Homewood, and all of my contact information is in there. If they like this, this video that they're seeing and they're like, no, I don't even want to search, just how do I contact her? Go ahead. You can find me at Jessica Bennett. So Bennett is Bennett at Caring, CaringCC.com. So the full email would read as Jessica Bennett at CaringCC.com. And once I get the
And
email, I will email you back.
okay, like I know that we didn't really touch too much, like I said previously on it, but honestly, hopefully the story and the journey that you all were able to hear about her, maybe there's a point that you kind of connected with her, or probably got to see her personality, and see how warming and inviting that she is. So I definitely recommend. I had a session with her before, and I'm like, once my insurance get back together, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I'm
Oh,
always shouting you out, far as like when I know somebody who wants and needs therapy. So
thank you.
because you're passionate, definitely
Yeah.
about it. Like when I went through the session, I'm like, oh wow, she's passionate about this. And then not even just passionate, but like naturally talented at it. Because before you even
Thank you.
went, you always provided like a safe place, a safe energy. I would say, like where I always felt comfortable. And for me, like people make me nervous. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like I'm a very shy person, which is
Yeah.
weird. People don't really think that, but I'm very shy. So like if I do open up or feel the need to open up and feel safe, that really means a lot on my end. So that means
Mhm.
that that's what you provided over to go, because that's about everything for me. Did you have any additional anything to say? If you have anything additional to say
Mhm.
to anyone that's out there, it could be about anything. If it could be about college, it could be about mental health, it could be about anything. If you have
Yeah.
anything that you would like to say.
Yeah. Um, One thing that I would like to say is always keep the promise to yourself. When we promise ourselves something and we find ourselves wanting to give up on it, remember the promise that we kept. Remember the goal, right? And always reach out for that helping hand. I could not have completed this journey without my kids, without my husband, without my sister. I had a huge support system around me, although at times I felt like there was nobody around me, right? And it was huge. So even for the people who they just stand by themselves and go, where is my support system? If we actually dig deep, there's a support system somewhere with a
Mm.
professor, with a fellow student, or just in a coffee shop, right? There is always some kind of support. Even this video, right? It could be support. It could be the driving force. So that would be my thing that I would leave with the viewers is never give up on yourself and the promises that you make. Make sure that you follow through with them and actually look around for that support system because it's there somewhere. It doesn't have to be blood. It does not have to be blood. It can be in all types of different forms.
Completely agree with that. And I thank you, Jessica, so much for that. Thank you for coming to
Of
hang out with
course.
me. I do appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope that it was inspiring. And if it wasn't inspiring, I just hope that there was something that was left for anyone that's in a season. It don't have to necessarily even just be for graduation. She spoke on a lot of other things, and I just hope her story motivates you as well too. So thank y'all for tuning in. This was part one of my three series of life after crossing the stage. And until next time, I hope that you all enjoy the rest of y'all day too. And I am out and see you in the next like I said previously on it, but honestly, hopefully the story and the journey that you all were able to hear about her, maybe there's a point that you kind of connected with her, or probably got to see her personality, and see how warming and inviting that she is. So I definitely recommend. I had a session with her before, and I'm like, once my insurance get back together, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I'm
Oh,
always shouting you out, far as like when I know somebody who wants and needs therapy. So,
thank you.
because you're passionate, definitely
Yeah.
about it. Like when I went through the session, I'm like, oh wow, she's passionate about this, and then not even just passionate, but like naturally talented at it. Because before you even
Thank you.
went, you always provided like a safe place, a safe energy. I would say
Thank
like where I always felt comfortable, and for me, like people make me nervous. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like I'm a very shy person, which is
Yeah.
weird. People don't really think that, but I'm very shy. So like if I do open up or feel the need to open up and feel safe, that really means a lot on my end. So that means that that's what you provided over to me.
Thank you.